charge over me. He was so annoyed. I'll never forget it. He said, I didn't think I had to dispatch angels to stop you from bumping your knee, which you will forget about just very shortly. And then what he did, put a picture in front of me, 2 pictures in front of me. One with Jesus on the cross, and with Paul in prison at midnight with his back bleeding. How many of you know I got over that bump on my knee? Basically, what he was saying is, you too soft. I mean, you all excited because of a little bump on your knee? Because he was clumsy, of course, you know. And you know, in 15 minutes or so, it would have worn off. That's not even anything for you to be paying attention to. How can you getting upset over that? The scripture says, consider Jesus and what he went through, lest you get weary and discouraged. What are you going through? Nothing. If you listen to SNBC News for Life and you miss it, go on the website, go to the SNBC News for Life and listen to the report from this evening and listen to what Christians are suffering in other places in the world. You're not going through anything. We're so soft. But I was talking the other day when somebody air conditioning went out, you know. And we were just talking about how when, you know, our younger generation don't know anything about it. Joy and John's, well, they actually lived in a house without air conditioning, but they were too young to really remember that. Now, Sancha was born in air conditioning. So people like her have no clue. What in the world would you do if your air conditioner went out? I was alive when air conditioning was invented, or at least when it came in town, right? And I remember my mother and father got the first air conditioner. You know those individual units that was in the wall? And then eventually, you know, it made its way to the children's bedrooms. But we turned that on at night. You just didn't run the air all day. And you know what the air conditioning in the car was? You roll the window down. Cars didn't have air conditioning. You know? So we had a natural sauna. And then I remember visiting Robin's family home in Detroit, and y'all didn't have air conditioning. They didn't have air conditioning at all, anywhere. And so in the summertime, you put a fan in the window. As the air cooled down, you pull that air in so you can go to sleep. When we first came to Charlotte, we were in the Methodist church. Those people put us in a house with no air conditioning. And I had learned from visiting the house in Detroit, you know, how you do it. So I put a fan in the window. And so, you know, if the air went out, yeah, I'm kind of used to having air, but at least I know that there was a time when we didn't have it. And I know that you can live and not die. Okay? But it can kill you if in your mind you think you can't handle it. You see? So we have to be tough, and we have to not allow ourselves to get weary and faint because of circumstances in our lives. Because we have suffered nothing. Okay? And so the scripture here says, consider Jesus and what he went through for you before you start getting, I don't know if I can take it anymore. Give me a break. You know, when Paul and Silas had their feet in stocks and their backs bleeding at midnight, they had to stand up like that. They didn't even have a bed to lay on. Okay? So let's get tough. Let's get what? Right. Stop complaining. Acts 15:24
since we have heard that some who went out from us have troubled you with words, unsettling your souls, saying, you must be circumcised and keep the law, to whom we gave no such commandment.
So Paul here, the church here is writing to Christians, not Paul, but the church, the elders here at the church, writing to Christians who have been disturbed and their souls were unsettled because they had these people coming and telling them that they had to be, these were people who came from the Gentile world, telling them that they had to be circumcised and keep the law in order to be saved. So he's writing to them because their souls were unsettled. Okay? So I'm saying to you, our souls should be settled. He did not want their souls to be unsettled. But how was he going to settle their souls? By giving them information, by letting them know what the truth was. So knowing what God said will help us to keep our souls settled. When we're unsettled, we need to go and find out what God said so we can settle our souls. And continuing in that same vein, let's listen to Hebrews 6, 18 and 19.
That by two immutable things, in which it is impossible for God to lie, we might have strong consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold of the hope set before us. This hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which enters the presence behind the veil. So here, the author of Hebrews here is talking about how God gave us his word and then he swore to us, right? So since it is impossible for him to lie, we must use his promises to anchor our souls. And remember, you don't have to understand everything. You just have to trust God. Job did not understand everything that was going on. He was confused about some of it. But he trusted God. He said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. And all the days of my appointed time, I will wait until my change comes. He said, I know my Redeemer lives. There have been times when I've had to say something similar to God. God, I don't understand all this, but I'm not going anywhere.
That's right.
I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. Okay? I choose to believe God. I choose to look at his word and hold fast to it no matter what the circumstance. You know the scripture? Oh, I heard that before. Humble yourself and listen to it like you're hearing it for the first time. Because just because you heard it don't mean you got it. That word, you have to meditate that word. You have to chew on it. You have to go over that thing so that it gets implanted. It goes down. Remember, Jesus said this particular group of people had a problem because they had no root. The word didn't go down deep enough to take root. Okay? So we have to get that word implanted. Okay? And one of the things that I was thinking about a minute ago was that I've said to the Lord as well is, I find no fault in you. I might not understand what all the problem is, but I know you ain't my problem.